You've got Ty on the line on her podcast. So what's on her mind? And for you now, you are listening to Ty on the line. You've got Ty on the line on her podcast. So what's on her mind? And for you now, you are listening to Ty on the line.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Real Life with Ty. Happy April Fool's Day. Cheers to a new month, new beginnings, new chapters, new lessons, and always new blessings. Now, for this spotlight, I would like to give the spotlight out to Jordan Peele and the movie Us. So, as you know, I love watching movies to the point that I go watch movies alone. Yes, I am that person. And I know that I've been getting a lot of different feedback about this movie. Now, for starters, it's not a horror movie. It's more so suspense. So if you're into suspense, it's a good movie. It is a brain teaser. And I don't want to spoil it for the people who haven't seen it yet, but if you have watched it and you don't understand it, please watch it again and pay attention. Pay attention to Hands on America. Pay attention to Lupita and her speech when she's talking in red. Pay attention to Jeremiah 11:11. Now, I also want to shed spotlight on the backlash that Jordan is getting because he says that he will not give a white person a lead role in one of his movies. Now, I'm not racist. I don't believe in racism or discrimination or anything like that. But I'm just going to say this. No one said anything to white directors when they didn't let black people have lead roles in their movies. And I'm simply just going to leave it at that. So, like I said it before, check out Us if you haven't seen it. It is definitely a great movie. It's a brain teaser. It will make you think and look at things in another light, in another way, and it's just something to keep you thinking, which is something that we need, especially in this day and time, to keep you on your toes, to keep you sharp and fresh, and making sure that you are paying attention to what's going on in the world and what's going on in society, what's going on in culture, and just what's going on. So yeah, definitely check it out. So huge spotlight out to Jordan and his creation and creativity, and it was awesome. Darling, fetch me my teacup. This week's tea is Yogi Detox. Now, some ingredients that are in Yogi Detox include ginger, cinnamon, black pepper, long pepper. Ingredients in this tea is used to support digestion and circulation. It helps to clean you from within, so you will need to use the bathroom. Number 2, but it's not uncomfortable or uncontrollable. You just, you go after you drink it and that's it. This tea does have a bit of a kick to it because of the ginger and the cinnamon combination, but if you add some honey, you will be a-okay. And it tastes good and it's really good for your insides. Now I'm going to go ahead and read the little Yogi messages because I'm sorry I didn't read it in the beginning. So the first one says, live righteously and love everyone. And the second one says, trust is the union of intelligence and integrity. So if you haven't, definitely go ahead and grab that. And like I stated before, I know I haven't said it the last couple episodes, but you guys are always welcome to bring me, or I'm sorry, not bring me, but slide in my DMs or email me, DM me, whatever, about teas that you're drinking or different type of teas that you're having. I know now it's been mostly like I've really been into yogi. I've been into cinnamon, vanilla, lavender. I'm trying to stay in those realms because those are the things that I'm starting to like. But I am also open to trying different teas and new teas. So if you guys have any suggestions, definitely hit me up with them. Definitely ready to hear them. Now, this week, for those who follow me on Instagram, I did start something new, which is Pick a Topic Tuesday. Now, the way that it's going to go is going to be the first Tuesday of every month, where I will get your suggestions by Snapchat or Instagram. And on Tuesday, I will put all of those suggestions in a bowl and I will shake it up, close my eyes, and pick a topic. Now, the person whose topic I pick will receive a free Real Life with Ty mug, and I will also send that out to them. And so we'll just keep it up every first Tuesday of every month. That way that we have some engagement and you guys get the option of, suggesting things to me. And I'm not only talking about things that interest me, but also I'm able to talk about things that interest you, because at the end of the day, you guys have to, I want you guys to listen to it and enjoy the podcast, and it not only be from the things that I'm interested in, but also the things that you guys are interested in. So just letting you know about that. So this week's winner was Brittany. Brittany is an old friend of mine from high school, and the topic that she picked was run your own race. So kudos to Brittany, and let's get started. This week's topic is running your own race. Now, this topic it's kind of funny that Britt picked run your own race, and that's the one that got chosen, only because I have a difficulty with this. Because I am a perfectionist. I can say that. I have no problem admitting that I am a perfectionist. And it's horrible. It's a blessing and a curse at the same time. So for all my perfectionists out there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, this whole obsession with being perfect and having things done by a certain time and a certain age and a certain time frame, like when you're a kid and you're like, okay, by the time that I'm 25, I want to have this, that, and the third. By the time that I'm 26, I want to have this, that, and the third. Well, everything is looking real 30-ish right now, to be completely honest. But all jokes aside, being perfectionist, where that came from originally was when I was a child. I was adopted within family, so it wasn't like I was in any foster care or anything like that. But I was adopted by my uncle, and my mother sent me to America, and I didn't meet my mother until I was 12. So during this time span, I associated my mother sending me to America with her not wanting me because I wasn't good enough. I felt like that because of the fact that I had a younger sister, and I felt like, well, if your sole purpose of sending me to America was for me to have a better life and better opportunities, wouldn't you want the same for every child that you have, is what I thought as a child. So I used to feel like everything that I did, I had to do 110, because 100 meant that I was on the same borderline as everybody else. But 110 meant not that only I reached the level as everybody else, but now I am also higher. And that has geared a lot of things in my life. Sometimes we can be our own worst critic. And I mean that in the sense of someone can look at you, like a family, a friend, your spouse, and say, wow, I'm really proud of you because you have done all of these amazing things. You have accomplished all of these things in this time frame, and you have really been pushing and making it through these things. But for you, you feel like it's not enough. You're like, okay, yeah, I got the job, but I should have got it at this time. Yes, I did get the degree, but I'm 2 years behind. Yeah, I do have a family, and it's like, stop the buts. At the end of the day, is you have the degree, period. You have the family, period. You got the job, period. Things don't happen on our time. They happen on God's time. And if for those who don't believe in God, then they happen on whomever you believe's time. But I believe that everything happens for a reason. When I was younger, I used to go to Bible study and I used to go to church a lot. And I always remember this specific passage in the Bible, and I actually looked it up today, and it's called A Time for Everything. There is a time for everything and a season for every activity under the heavens, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to uproot, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to tear down and a time to build, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to scatter stones and a time to gather them, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to search and a time to give up, a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to tear and a time to mend, a time to be silent and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time for war and a time for peace. I've always remembered this passage because everything under the sun happens not only for a reason, but it also does not happen before its time. I am a firm believer in that. And that's basically the whole root of this episode. Run your own race. You are living your life the way that you're meant to be living it. If you were meant to be anywhere else at this time, you would be exactly there doing exactly that. You know, I had a big problem with when I got my AA. I was not proud of myself. Like, my friends literally wanted to slap the life out of me because I was just like, yeah, okay, whatever. Like, it was just a regular day for me. I have a really good friend of mine. She's more like a sister. I can't even call her a friend. We've been friends since the 7th grade. And she tells me all the time, Ty, everything doesn't have to be perfect, and you don't have to do everything by a certain time frame. But for me, because I'm so hard on myself, that's how I felt. So when I got my AA, the only reason why I went to graduation was for my mother. You know, my mother is from Haiti. She doesn't fully understand, you go to school for the 2 years and then you go again for an additional 2 years to graduate twice. So, because in Haiti they have universities, but their universities aren't set up the way that they are here. So I went to graduation to show my mother and prove to her, like, hey, when I tell you I'm going to school at night and I'm coming home late, I'm really going to school. Like, I'm really doing something. So that was the sole purpose of why I went to graduation, but I wasn't proud of myself at all. I didn't take any pictures. I didn't even let anybody know. I didn't let any of my family know, aside from my mom and my 2 younger sisters. I just kept it to myself because I wasn't proud of myself. I felt like, honestly, it's something that I'm checking off on the list, but there is so much further that I need to do. There's so much things that I need to accomplish. And I honestly felt so left behind. Like, I was seeing kids that graduated high school after me graduate with their degrees, and I'm sitting here completing my AA, and I really beat myself up about it. But that's the thing, that you have to be able to sit back and really look like, okay, I'm not where I want to be yet, but I have to thank God that I'm not where I used to be. You have to be able to acknowledge your accomplishments. You have to be the cheerleader for you. Because yes, everybody around you is going to be like, wow, I'm super proud of you. I'm so proud of all of your accomplishments and everything that you've done. But if you don't feel proud of yourself, if you're not clapping for yourself, then it doesn't matter, because you will always feel like you have to do the next thing or get the next thing in order to get to a certain level, or in order to get a certain happiness. Happiness comes from within. Happiness has nothing to do with accomplishments that we have in life, because trust me, there's people out there who have scored their dream job and hate it because they aren't happy within, and they thought that this job was going to fulfill them. Or they go buy a big old house and it's empty. It's full of things, but it's empty because they're not happy within. So your accomplishments doesn't lie your happiness doesn't lie within your accomplishments. Your happiness lies within yourself, but you should be proud of yourself for the accomplishments that you make. And life is not a race. Okay, yes, your friend just got married. Congratulations to her. Your friend just had a baby. Congratulations to him. Your friend just graduated and got their dream job. Congratulations to them, because that is their time. That is for them. And like I stated in my first episode, what's for you will always be for you, and you cannot forget that. And I have to repeat, like, this episode, I'm also, at the same time as I'm speaking to you guys, I'm also talking to myself, because I have to remind myself, like, you are doing the damn thing. You're going to school, you're going to work, you're handling your business, you're taking care of your day to day, and you are killing it. And you need to be proud of yourself. It doesn't matter what is going on in other people's lives, because one thing that I had to learn, you don't know what battles or what demons or what obstacles those people had to fight and endure and go through to get to where they are. And you don't even 100% know if they're happy. You don't know if they're happy. You're just looking from the outside, looking in, and just thinking like, wow, this person has it made. But you don't know if they cry themselves to sleep at night. You don't know if their soul is happy. You don't know what is going on in their life. And that's why it's important to focus on you and your goals and your dreams and your aspirations and your path, because focusing on someone else's path doesn't do anything for you. It only makes you beat yourself up more, put yourself down more, which you don't need to do. You have to remember that you're literally exactly where you're supposed to be. I don't know how many times that I can say this, because it's the truth. It's really the truth. Like, and if you feel like you're behind, trust me, you're not at all. If you get married at 18, congratulations. But if you get married at 40, congratulations. It's the same thing. If you get a degree at 23, congratulations. If you get a degree at 50, congratulations. At the end of the day, you still made the accomplishment. It's not any less worthy than the next person. And you still did it. You did it. You have to be able to cheer yourself on and be proud of yourself and the accomplishments that you make throughout life, because you have to be your number one fan. You know, it doesn't matter how many people may feel like you're doing it and you're doing a great job if you don't feel like you're doing a great job. And if you're comparing yourself to all those little Instagram people that are out there scamming and turning $5 into $500, you can't even do that, because guess what? They're going to jail soon. Yep. I said it. They going to jail. I'm just kidding. But all jokes aside, guys, like, really focus on you, your life, your path, your goals. Life is not a race. Trust me. You are there's no rush. Okay? Be proud of yourself. Congratulate yourself. Root for yourself. Be your number one fan. That is the weekly challenge. Be your number one fan. Because at the end of the day, you have to look back and say, wow, I'm not where I want to be yet, but I have to thank God I'm not where I used to be. Can I get an amen? Okay, I'm sorry. But really, like, seriously, guys, all jokes aside, life is not a race. You are exactly where you need to be, not a moment before, not a moment after, but right on time.
You've got time on the line on her podcast. So what's on her mind? And for you